It's been 6 months since my activation, and after the 6 months, when you look in hindsight, I can say I'm in a really great place with my cochlear implant. I wear the Sonnet 3 in my right ear, as you know, and it is a massive difference compared to acoustic hearing aids. And until you go through that change from acoustic to electrical, you can't even imagine what that change is going to be like, but there is a remarkable difference, and I have spent some time trying to articulate what that difference is. But profoundly, the difference for me has been that the sound is comfortably in my head rather than me going to search for the sound outside. So I'm not having to lean forward to find the sound, it's just present with me. 6 months into the adaptation with the cochlear implant, they do tell you that it takes time to adapt. They tell you at the very switch on that what you hear at the switch on is not going to be what you hear at 6 months. There is a period where you grow and learn and your brain adapts. That period is challenging. You have to keep going, you have to be patient. You will get there in the end. There were moments that speech was very tough for me, and certain situations like noisy environments were exhausting for me. I was very, very tired, but that does get better.
So in the last 6 months, we've noticed that her confidence levels have increased. In the beginning after the surgery, she was getting quite tired in the evenings. By the time 7, 8 o'clock came around, she was going to sleep quite early because it's quite tiring, overwhelming. But since the last maybe the last 1 or 2 months, she's got much more energy. She's gained a lot of confidence in her speaking, and in crowds and things. She's got more energy and more focus when it comes to certain things, which is really positive.
Specifically, noisy environments are much better for me now compared to before. I didn't even realise that I was thinking about my hearing or anything. I didn't even think that I'm struggling. I was just natural in that. And normally my old me would have been, am I hearing? Am I struggling? I'm always checking in with myself. I wasn't doing that last week. So it's a massive difference. There have been many miracle moments for me since my switch on. The very first one was on my flight back from Poland, and somebody on the airline, on the plane, opened a can of something fizzy, and I had forgotten, or I had never heard, that sound that comes after the opening. I thought the sound was the only sound that the can made, but there was that fizz sound that I had never appreciated before, and I was amazed that I heard that, and it was just like, wow, really? There are some very special sounds, especially when you haven't heard them for a long time. But you have this moment where you're mindful of the beauty of it. So for example, a bird singing or a plane going overhead. A normal hearing person wouldn't normally stop and think that that's an amazing sound. But I think after my cochlear implant, I've really appreciated even those environmental sounds. But my very favourite sound has got to be the sound of my son laughing. When he laughs, the quality of it post cochlear implant, it's a beautiful sound to hear.
You're so good.
Over time, what's happened is the communication within the family, at home, the communication's much calmer, much more, there's less pressure on myself now in order to move to the sound to hear it. I'm much more comfortable hearing from a distance, so I don't have to find myself in the environment, move myself so much to hear the source of the sound. So it's much more relaxing for me now to communicate with my family, and my family are really much more relaxed communicating with me.
I think my communication has changed by, I don't have to repeat certain things. You know, you could be in the kitchen working, or you could be, your back is to her and she's able to hear you now. Whereas before, you'd have to be facing her so she can lip read as well. But now you can be in the kitchen doing things, there could be music playing in the background and she's able to have that focus and listen to you.
As an audiologist with a hearing loss, so all my professional life I've worn hearing aids, so I've always connected with patients and candidates with, they're my people. And after getting the cochlear implant, that's only gotten stronger. It's much, much stronger now. As a professional, our dialogue is often emotionally restricted. We're very clinical in the way we speak, and the way we talk about the benefits of the technology. So often, as an audiologist, I feel that I can't get the emotional beauty of the technology across. So I do try still as a user. I just want to say you're going to be fine, and those doubts that you're having are very natural, but really there's no need to have them. You're going to be totally okay. Looking back on my journey so far, I am very grateful that I took the decision to have my cochlear implant done. It was a decision that has changed my life for the better, and for that I'm very, very thankful. If we take this moment as a snapshot in time, I would stop and reflect and say, the best decision I ever made was to get a cochlear implant in my right ear. It's definitely been a very successful move for me. I am very happy with the kind of sound I'm hearing. Looking ahead, I'm looking forward to better hearing as I adapt more and more, and I definitely want a cochlear implant for my left ear. I'm really excited to have this quality of sound on this side as well. So yeah, very excited. If you're unsure and afraid of taking this step for cochlear implantation, I would say, okay, it's natural to feel that way. I certainly was. It took me a long time to reach my decision as well, and that was as an audiologist. I would say that it's natural to feel scared and unsure. But I will say that now I'm on my 6-month post activation, it's so much easier than we ever imagined it to be before we took the step. So just go for it. It's going to change your life.